Yes. Okay, good. Okay. So come to sit. You know, I always recommend sitting on the edge of something, whether that is a blanket or a block. And sitting perhaps, you can choose palms up or down. Crossing your shins or drawing one heel closer to the pelvic floor. Close your eyes. Connect with your breath. Roll your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. I want to share with you some words by Victoria Erickson. In a book called Edge of Wonder, she wrote, "To be fully human is to be wild. Wild is the strange pull and the whispering wisdom. It's the gentle nudge and the forceful ache. It is your truth passed down from the ancients and the very stream of life in your blood. Wild is the soul where passion and creativity reside and the quickening of your heart. Wild is what is real, and wild is your home." So I love this, the idea that wild is what's real and wild is your home, because we keep trying to tame life. We keep trying to tame ourselves. We keep trying to fit into boxes and make everything stick together, and it just doesn't work. I love that yoga is giving us a chance to abandon that whole charade, that whole project, and come into a visceral, moment by moment exploration of what is real and what is now. Stepping into it's like the precipice of each unfolding moment, which has never happened before and will never happen again. So train your awareness to stay present here, not as a chore, but as a discovery, as a delight. Notice if you're striving in your practice to be somewhere else. All of our lives we're striving. As we're striving to be somewhere else, we're actually missing our own life, the unfolding of our own lives. So stop striving. Certainly during yoga practice, just be here. There's nowhere else to go. There's nothing else to do. So when you're in the shape, fully embody the shape and know it. Know it in the moment. Go ahead and bring your hands into prayer, lift your heart, bow your head. If that sounds good, then let that inform your intention. If you've got another purpose, another aspiration, affirm that for yourself. Let's launch into practice by joining our voices in the sacred sound of Om together, just one time. Let's inhale. The resonance is undeniable, but you only notice it when you get quiet. Your whole practice is helping you become receptive. Go ahead and release your hands down. We'll practice Kapalabhati, not if you're pregnant, not if you have uncontrolled high blood pressure, tachycardia, or a heart arrhythmia or hiatal hernia. Breathe naturally. If you like a hand on your belly, I like it to really feel the breath snapping, do that. Inhale, the belly swells. Exhale, draw the belly back. Inhale, just about halfway. Begin pumping the diaphragm. Relax your shoulders, keep pumping. Relax your jaw, broaden your eyebrows. Start to slow it down. And exhale completely. Inhale, swell the breath. Notice if it has a deeper access, a fuller feeling, and exhale, release that breath. And let's practice a second round of Kapalabhati. Inhale deeply and fully. Exhale completely. Inhale just about halfway. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue. Kapalabhati. Hello, Yuko. Start to slow it down. Yuko, if you want to keep going because you just got here, do that. Exhale completely. Really enjoy the depth, the spaciousness of the next breath in and out. Maybe you start to feel flooded with a sense of ease or flooded by a sense of delight. Coming home to yourself. Maybe the pulse in your body. To me, it feels like applause, like the cells in your body are applauding. Start to cultivate Ujjayi breathing. Let Ujjayi carry you through the whole practice. Place your hands on your kneecaps. You can open your eyes or keep them closed. As you inhale, start to arch your spine up, tip your face to the sky. Feel the throat stretch. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone around the spine. The chin drops, so finding like a seated cat-shaped pose. Inhale, the tailbone tilts open, the belly softens, the collarbones expand, stretch your throat. Exhale, tuck the tailbone. Maybe your hands hold onto your knees as you drop the chin. And do this a few times. Rocking with the breath. And the next time that you do sit up, stay up and don't arch or don't round, but lift straight up. Let's go ahead and bring the right hand to the ground behind you. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, twist over to the right. Fan the collarbones wide, peek all the way over the right shoulder. Find an elegance through the spine and a simplicity. Rather than striving, imagining some other place is better, and knowing that there's absolutely nothing you have to attend to right now. Imagine you were wandering in a garden during a garden party, where there was absolutely nothing else you had to do, so you could become completely enamored of the details of the present moment. So fan the collarbones wide, sit up tall. Let's go ahead and turn the face, look forward, maybe even peek over your left shoulder. The right hand is the one behind you. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, cross the right hand over the left hand. So walk your hands to opposite sides. Maybe lean forward a little bit. Feel your low back. And then go ahead and start to lift your torso. Lift your hands. As you lift your hands, find eagle pose hands. The backs of the hands might touch, the palms might touch. Inhale, lift your elbows up toward like 12 o'clock. Exhale, bring your elbows to 3 o'clock, down to 6 o'clock, over to 9 o'clock, and up to noon. And do that a couple of times. And then go in the other direction. Let your head sway along. Feel all of the things that you feel. We amplify the importance of the thing we pay attention to. So when you spread attention out, you maybe make a more level playing field. So let's sit up tall here. Inhale. And exhale. Let's twist to the right again. Stay here. Twist a little more, turn your face to the right. Rib cage lifts, twist a little more. And then come back to center, release your arms. You can shake out your hands, shake out your arms. So sitting here, let's bring the left hand to the ground behind you. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, the right hand finds the left thigh and you twist. Nowhere else to go. Nothing else to do. Could you lengthen the back of the neck, tuck your chin in a little. Fan the collarbones wide, lift the heart. Feel the rib cage floating off of the pelvis. The right back ribs swiveling up and swiveling around. Just notice if you are bracing yourself anywhere in your body. Like if you're squeezing your toes or squeezing your thighs. I think all of us are bracing ourselves these days. And I would love it if you could give your body a chance to lay that down, at least for the duration of yoga. Or when you notice that you're bracing, ask your body if it's necessary. Do you feel under attack right now? Could you possibly let it go? Maybe feel what's underneath the bracing. Keep your torso twisting to the left. Exhale your face forward, maybe a tiny bit to the right. And then pick up the left arm and cross the left arm over the right. So walk your elbows to opposite sides. Maybe your elbows bend. You can fold forward a little bit. Drop in your chin. And then go ahead and sit up and lift your fingers to the sky. The backs of the hands might touch, the palms might touch. Feel like you can keep crossing the center line with the elbows. So don't just stop there, but keep moving. Notice what that does. Lift your elbows up. Let's go over to 6 o'clock and down to, over to 9 o'clock, down to 6 o'clock, over to 3 o'clock and up. And go a couple of times in this direction. Breathing and breathing. Send the breath especially into the side ribs and then go in the other direction. And then after an equal number of times, steady yourself at center and then rotate once again to the left. And maybe a little deeper. And maybe a little deeper. Come back to center. Again, release your hands, shake out your wrists, shake out your elbows. Let's come up onto hands and knees. So come onto hands and knees, stack your wrists beneath your armpits, track your knees beneath your hips. I love it that all of you are so fluent in Wake Up Yoga language. I will be looking at the screen. If it seems like I see confusion, I will demonstrate. But for the most part, listen to yourself, listen to your breath, interpret, and flow. So inhale here, sink the belly, open the collarbones, lift up your face, cow shape pose, roll your upper arms open more. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, hollow the abdomen, press into the floor, drop the chin. As you inhale, the tailbone lifts, the belly softens, the collarbones broaden, lift up your face. Tuck your tailbone, hollow out, press into the floor, drop the chin. Inhale, tailbone lifts, soft belly. Open up the chest, the heart comes forward, maybe the chin lifts. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, press into the floor with the hands, drop the chin. Sink the belly, open the collarbones, lift up your face. Let's tuck the toes and shift the sitting bones back. Get the outside edges of your feet straight up and down. Walk your hands forward. Press into the floor with the hands. Plug the upper arm bones back into the sockets. Roll your triceps down toward the floor. Release your forehead down. Press down and integrate the upper arm bones. And from there, drag yourself forward. Shift forward like you're peeking over the edge of a cliff. And exhale, bend your elbows, plunge the chest between the thumbs, stretch your chin to the floor, Ashta Pranam. Roll the shoulders up and back, narrow the elbows. Maybe you can roll the chest a little more forward and down. Press into the floor with the hands, lift your chest, slide onto your belly, and point your toes. All 10 toenails on the ground. Your kneecaps lift up. Press your pubic bone down and lengthen your tail. Roll your shoulders, narrow your elbows, lift up your heart, and tuck your chin a little bit. Feel like your hands pull back toward your hips. See if that gets your heart to lift a little higher. And then exhale, forehead to the floor. Tuck your chin in. Inhale, start to lift up. Let your elbows reach in, your heart rise, small cobra. Exhale, slither back down. Chin to throat, inhale, lift up. Open the collarbones. Exhale, slither back down. Chin to throat, inhale, lift up. Elbows towards each other. Relax the buttocks. Go ahead and lift your hands a couple of inches off the floor. See if you can lift your heart a little higher. Keep your neck easy, your chin tucked. Exhale, hands to the floor. Shift through hands and knees. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Come into downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. Wiggle your hips. Do whatever feels good. Let this be a little let's get acquainted moment. You never enter the same downward dog. You're always changing. Triceps in. See if you could drop your chin a little bit more. And then inhale, travel forward, find a high plank, move your vertebrae independently. Exhale, shift back, find downward facing dog. Inhale, travel forward, find a high plank pose. Exhale, shift back, downward facing dog. Ripple forward, high plank pose. Breathe in, breathe here. So in and out here. Inner thighs roll up to the sky. Press your heels back. So use some of the strength of the legs and don't let your head droop. Keep your neck long, your upper chest open. This is meant to be hard. It's meant to be challenging. Inhale here. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, small cobra. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, small cobra, collarbones wide, lift the heart. Let's exhale back to hands and knees. On hands and knees here, sink the belly, open the collarbones, lift your face, walk your, bring your elbows to the floor. Cross your thumbs. Press your armpits toward the ground. Press the elbows down. Feel like you drag the elbows back toward your knees. So it's a subtle gesture. There's a grounding and a dragging that integrates your arms. Go ahead and from there, peel yourself forward. Get your chin forward of your thumbs. And exhale, press back. Ground down and drag yourself forward and press back. Ground down, drag yourself forward and press back. This time, ground down, drag yourself forward, stay forward, walk your legs long behind you, come into a forearm plank. Keep your neck easy, your jaw soft. Keep the breath moving deeply and let it be hard. If it's hard, let it be hard. Feel like your hip points can cinch together. Feel like your navel can pull back toward the spine. Even here, tailbone back, heels back. Keep the front of the spine long. Stay here for up to 5 more breaths. When you have had enough, bring your knees to the floor, find child's pose. Affirming for yourself, the child's pose is always available. We have so much going on in the background. The band, like our bandwidth is really eaten up with everything that's going on, the pandemic, with the fear, with the inconvenience, the uncertainty. That's draining our batteries. So don't expect yourself to operate at a standard, at a pre-pandemic standard. Right? Let yourself rest when you need rest. Congratulate yourself over and over again for making it to the mat. Maybe use the whole practice to simply listen. Listen to your body. Listen to your heart. Listen to your spirit and respond appropriately. So when you are ready, climb back up, hands and knees, toes tuck, hips lift, find downward facing dog. So you guys all know that when we move through vinyasas, you can stay with knees, chest, chin, small cobra. You can practice chaturanga into upward dog. You can skip it. So let's inhale, come forward to a high plank. And then you choose either chaturanga, ashtapranam, or back to high plank, or back to down dog. Over the toes, inhale, find your up dog or small cobra. Don't phone it in. Exhale, head down, hips high, find downward facing dog. But don't phone it in. I mean, don't do it by rote. Don't do it as though it's perfunctory. Let it be alive. Be on the precipice of the moment. Inhale, rise to the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, look past your hands. You might step or hop or walk forward. Extend your spine long and fold in half. Separate your feet a few inches. Soften your knees. Let your ribs and your thighs connect. Do whatever you like here. If you like holding elbows, do that. If you like lacing hands on the base of your skull, do that. If you love holding on to your shins or your ankles and pulling yourself in tighter, do that. If you love lacing your hands by your low back and drifting your arms overhead. If there's something else you love that I don't even know about, do that. I love the possibility that every choice you make in yoga practice could be made from your heart or your body or your spirit, but not that thinking mind that's always measuring and comparing and striving. Release what you're holding on to. Soft knees, heavy head, roll up to standing. Yeah, lengthen your tailbone, arms alongside your body. Roll your upper arms open, lift your ear tips to the sky. Stand tall, stand firm. Feel your strength, your fortitude. You may not like what's occurring, but you've got everything you need to face it. Yeah. So ground into the feet, open your eyes if they're closed. Inhale, your arms sweep out and up. Press your palms, lift your gaze. Trace the midline of the body, fold deeply in half. Halfway up, long spine, soft neck, open brow. Exhale, let's bend the knees, step one foot then the other back to plank pose. You decide in plank, do you want to go right to down dog? Do you want to lower down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga? If you lower, wait for the in-breath. Collarbones wide, really lift your heart. Head down, hips high, downward dog. Let's inhale the right leg off of the ground. For the first couple of breaths, the right toes face downward. The right hip faces downward. So your right inner thigh lifts to the sky. It's more like neutral or internal rotation. Keep driving your standing heel to the floor. Roll your upper arms open. Bend your right knee. Lift your kneecap as high as you can. Drive your standing heel to the floor. Level your shoulders and then make great big circles with this right thigh. Great big circles, one direction, the other. You can roll the ankle. You can squeeze the toes. Stretch the right leg long. Look forward. We're stepping the right foot outside of the right hand. Wrap the right knee in towards your armpit. Drive your left heel back in space. Feel how this, even though you're not actually moving, press more firmly into the right foot, like you're pressing into the basement. And guide the right shin forward. So there's a down and a forward. Now press the left heel back in space. And see if you can pivot the left hip a little forward. Collarbones nice and wide. In a moment, we will bend the elbows and walk the hands forward. Maybe the elbows will touch, maybe not. Your choice is to keep the left knee up or bring it down. So walk your hands forward, left knee up or down. Wrap the right knee in towards your armpit. Keep the right foot pressing down. Keep the right shin moving forward. Maybe you can tug the left hip a little bit forward. Notice if you're holding your breath. Notice if you're bracing yourself. Nowhere to go. So be here. Go ahead and soften your left knee to the floor. If it's lifted, let your right knee fall to the side. It's possibly a very small gesture. The right foot may lift a little or a lot. Start to walk your elbows to the left. You might even strike your right hand further to the left. Right knee to the right, right hand to the left. If you want to, inhale the right arm up to the sky. Spin your chest to the ceiling. If you want to, you could bend the back knee, hold the foot, or windmill this right arm, or drift the arm around behind you. Let's inhale the right arm back up. Right hand to the floor, come up onto your hands, ground the four corners of the right foot. We'll drive the left heel back and exhale the left foot forward, coming into a squat, coming into Malasana. If your heels don't ground, roll your blanket up or a mat under your heels. Press your elbows back, squeeze them to the side, and see if you can lift your toes maybe. Lift your toes, lift your arches. Keep your neck easy. If a neck roll feels good, do that. Open up the chest. If you want to lift your arms up, you could do that. When you lift your arms, if you lift your arms, don't grip the groins, but hollow the thigh creases. If you want to, cross your wrists behind your head, tap your shoulders as your elbows lift to the sky. Press your head back in space. Notice which wrist is on top. Lift your arms up and change the wrist so the opposite one is on top. Keep the knees moving to the side. Keep the arches lifting. Maybe the heart can rise a little. Inhale your arms up to the sky, hands to the ground. So you'll keep the left foot here, both hands here. Stretch the right leg long behind you. So again, ground the left foot and press the left shin forward. Drive the right inner and outer heel back and pivot the right hip forward. Keep the neck easy. Notice the breath. Now decide right knee up or down. Hands come forward. If you soften the knee and want to lift it again, you're welcome to make choices. You're welcome to change your mind or to unfold. Where does the breath have freedom? Where does the breath feel stuck? Can you get the breath into the rib cage? I'm thinking high ribs. I'm thinking high side ribs and high back ribs. Stop bracing, start allowing. Go ahead and soften the right knee to the ground if it's lifted, and let the left knee fall to the side. So the bottom of the foot might lift a little, it might lift a lot. And see about walking your elbows to the right. You might even strike your left hand a little further away from you. Left knee to the left, left hand away. Feel the outer hip, the lower back. If it would feel good to kind of lift the left arm up, do that. Shine your heart toward the sky. And then a little yoga freestyle moment, whatever feels good. Could bend the back knee, reach for the foot, drift the arm around behind you. Stretch out your neck. Nice, Amy. Lift your heart more. Inhale your arm back up to the sky. Exhale, both hands to the floor. Come, walk your hands back to center. Tuck your right toes under. Let's exhale, find downward dog. We'll first bend the left knee. Lift the kneecap high. Circle the thigh. You can circle the ankle too. Keep rooting your standing heel and leveling your shoulders. And then keep the left leg long. Flex the foot, the toes face the floor. Get the left hip to face the floor. So your leg probably doesn't feel as high, but this is more neutral rotation or internal rotation. So roll your upper arms open and exhale, find downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, find a high plank pose. Exhale, your choice, with or without the knees. Over the toes, up dog or small cobra. Head, collarbones wide there, head down, hips high, downward dog. Give yourself a moment to feel, to notice, to listen. Inhale, rise to the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, look past your hands, step or hop or walk forward. With a long spine, the heart comes forward. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, your arms sweep out and up. Press your palms, lift your gaze. Exhale, hands into prayer. Inhale to bend your knees, sink your hips, sweep your arms, Utkatasana. Inner thighs roll in and down, lovely. Yeah, shift back a little, see your big toes. Inner thighs down a little more, lift your hips. Lift your fingers, wrap your triceps in. Exhale, stand up, fold in half, find Uttanasana. With a long spine, reach the heart forward, keep the neck soft. You could step or hop back. It's your choice, right to down dog or through a vinyasa with curiosity, with breath. Nothing rote, don't check anything off of a to-do list. Be fully present on the precipice of the unfolding moment. Inhale, stretch the right leg off of the floor. Step the right foot by the right thumb. Turn the left heel down. Rise up, face forward, find warrior one. Arms up alongside your ears. Deep, deep bend in the front knee. No bend in the back knee. Ground the left outer heel. The more you ground the outer heel, the more you'll feel your knee open out to the side, which is good. See if you could ground the left heel, and from that grounding, bend the right knee a little deeper. Aim for 90 degrees. There you go, Galia, even more. Bend that right knee, beautiful. And then with the front knee bending, lift your fingertips higher. Yeah. Let's inhale here. Exhale, hands to the floor. You might go right to downward dog. You might move through a vinyasa. Inhale, choose wisely. Inhale, stretch the left leg off of the floor. Exhale, left foot by left thumb, right heel turns down, heel to heel or some width between. Rise up, your arms up alongside your ears. Gorgeous. The right shoulder, the right rib cage wrap forward, the fingertips lift to the sky. Notice if you're flaring your front ribs. Draw your ribs and your hips towards each other, your navel to your spine. See if you can soften your neck. Good, Galia. The right rib cage, the right shoulder, wrap forward. Nowhere to go, nothing else to do. What could you discover right now? Maybe lift up your hips a little higher so your ribs and hips come together. Exhale, hands to the floor. You could go right to downward dog or move through a vinyasa. If you lower down, inhale to lift up. Exhale to shift back. I really wish I were there so I could put my hand on your sacrum and press back and up toward the sky if your consent card said you wanted to receive adjustments. But maybe wrap your triceps in so your outer arms come in toward your ears and reach your heels, not just down, but back and down. Inhale, rise to the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, look past your hands, step or hop or walk forward. Long spine, soft neck, fold in half. Inhale, your knees bend, hips sink, arms sweep, find Utkatasana. Exhale to stand, hands in prayer. Inhale, bend your knees, sink your hips, sweep your arms, Utkatasana. Stand up, fold in half, exhale, Uttanasana. Long spine, soft neck, open brow. Step or hop back, exhale with or without your knees lower down. Fan the collarbones, puff the chest, relax the buttocks, beam the heart. Head down, hips high, exhale, downward dog. Inhale the right leg off of the floor. Exhale the right foot between the thumbs, turn the left heel down. The left arm leads you into warrior two. It's heel to heel or heel to arch. Your arms are out to a T. Get the back arm as high as the front arm. So spin to face the long left side of the mat, shoulders down. Notice if your wrists are rigid. Could you de-rigidify the wrist? And from the heart, send energy out into the world through your fingertips. Gaze toward the middle finger of the right hand. Just notice your belly. Could you lift the ribs and the hips towards each other so the tailbone lengthens? Good, and again, bend your knee a little deeper. Flip the right palm to the ceiling, stretch up and back. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Yeah, straighten the front leg so you're still leaning back, arm still up by your ear. There you go, beautiful. Let's head into triangle pose. So this right side body is really long. Keep it long as the right fingers tip your torso toward the top of your mat. Your right arm comes down, your left arm floats up. Your right hand could find your shin or your ankle or a block or the floor behind your foot. The thumb, the left thumb stacks above the mouth. Notice your bottom arm. Don't do anything, don't change anything, but feel how you're breathing. And then see if you could roll your bottom arm open a little bit more, and then notice if you breathe a little more deeply. We can be so, I don't know about you, but I think it's human. We can be so focused on an end result that we're not actually paying attention. We think the goal is more important than the experience. Tuck in your chin, open up your chest. Let this right arm drift all the way around behind you. So that your right arm your left arm drifts around behind you. And then bend the elbow, tuck the left hand to the right hip or the right thigh. So sorry, I wasn't being very clear there. So come back forward. Who is that? Akiko. And drift your left arm around behind you. Find the right hip or the right thigh. So you're in a triangle variation. Let your right ear fall toward your shoulder. Open up the chest. Really ground the left heel with the left hip. And again, how much length can you sculpt onto the right side? Let's inhale the left arm up to the sky. Exhale, both feet into the floor. Inhale, rise all the way up. Bend the front knee, hands to the ground. You could go right to downward dog or move through a vinyasa. Rise up if you choose. Beautiful, beautiful choices. Yeah, let's inhale the left leg off of the ground. Exhale the left foot between the thumbs. The right heel spins down. The right arm lifts you all the way up. Bend the front knee deeply. Get the right arm the same height as the left arm. Gaze toward the middle finger of the left hand. Yeah, see if you can level out your pelvis. So get the waistband of your pants parallel to the ground or to the sky. And see if you can, you probably can, bend your front knee deeper. See if you can, you probably can, stack the knee above the ankle. Feel your right inner thigh pull back. Just keep sending the breath into the ribs, the side ribs, the back ribs. Flip the left palm to the ceiling, stretch it up and back, tricep by your ear. Keep the shin moving forward, keep the hip lifting higher. Yeah, and then exhale, straighten the front leg. So you're just leaning back like a reverse triangle, let's say. Lots of length on the left side body. Let the left fingers tip you toward the top of your mat. Shift your left sitting bone toward your right inner thigh. Left arm down, right arm up. Find Utthita Trikonasana. Good, Akiko, maybe you can lean back a little bit in space with the back of your head. Everyone, feel your left sitting bone tuck under toward your right thigh. Tuck your chin in. Again, don't change anything, just notice how your bottom arm is rotated. Feel how you're breathing. And then notice if you roll that arm open, do you breathe a little more deeply or easily into the left side of the lung? So the right arm is in the sky. Drift the right arm behind you like it's the arm of a clock, finding 1 or 2 or 3, and then bend the right elbow. Tuck the right hand behind you onto the left hip or thigh. If it feels nice, let the left ear fall toward the left shoulder. Keep spinning the bottom ribs around. Patricia, lift your heart more. Inhale the right arm up to the sky. Plug your head back in. Ground the right heel. Inhale all the way back up to standing. Exhale, bend the front knee, hands to the ground. It's your choice, right to downward dog or through a vinyasa. And breathe and integrate. Let's inhale the right leg off of the ground. Exhale the right foot by the right thumb. We'll keep the left heel lifted. So in a lunge here. Inhale your arms up alongside your ears. Take hold of your left wrist with your right hand and lean yourself, tip yourself over to the right. So draw the arm with you, getting some lateral flexion, getting a feeling of the psoas opening, perhaps feel where the psoas attaches to the spine. Keep driving your left heel back. And now stand your torso tall. Exhale your hands to the floor. Skip your back foot in a little closer. Let's call it 3 feet distance between your 2 feet. Your heels could line up, or you could have a little distance between your feet. Tug your left hip forward. And let's inhale halfway up. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale all the way up. And bring your arms out to a T. Tuck your thumbs under, slip your hands behind you, find reverse prayer or opposite wrists or opposite elbows, and swivel the left hip, shoulder, rib forward as you beam up your heart. Tuck your right hip back as you fold over the right leg. Fold forward and down. Roll your upper arms open. Level out your sacrum. Yeah, really commit to the back bend aspect. So maybe your elbows can lift up to the sky. Maybe your chest could open a little bit more. Beautiful. Nice, Amy. So keep your hands where they are. Lift your torso just about halfway up. Pour weight into that right foot and find an open-hearted flying warrior. So a warrior 3 variation. Spin your left hip down toward the floor. Yeah, if you need to use your arms for balance, that's fine. If you can keep your arms behind you, that's great too. Drive the heel back, the hip down, the neck is soft. And start to bend the right knee, land back in a high lunge. Bring your arms up alongside your ears. We'll twist to the right here. Exhale, hook the left elbow outside of the right thigh. Parivrita Parsva Konasana. Hook the left elbow outside of the right thigh. Spin your bottom ribs around. Lift your heart toward your thumbs. Press back through the left heel. Flood the body with breath. Wrap the left ribs toward the right thigh. See if you could lift your chest more, Akiko. Lift your heart more. Really find the twist. Nice. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back to plank, your choice, right to downward dog or through a vinyasa. Inhale, stretch the left leg off of the ground. Exhale, step the left foot by the left thumb. Keep the right heel lifted. Stand your torso tall. Find a lunge, a high lunge. Arms up alongside your ears. So here, take hold of the right wrist with the left hand and tilt over to the left side. So lateral flexion and getting a little opening into the hip flexor. Still, ribs and hips towards each other. Exhale, both hands to the ground. Skip the back foot in closer, like 3 feet distance. Your heels could line up or there could be some width. Swivel the right hip down. Plug the thigh bone in. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale all the way up. Arms out to a T, thumbs turned down. Guide your hands behind you. Wrists or elbows with the other arm on top or reverse prayer. Really open up the chest here. Swivel the right rib cage forward, maybe the heart shoots toward the sun. As you exhale, tuck the left hip back, fold forward and down over your left leg. Barzavottanasana. See if you can balance. Nope, not yet, Galia, not yet there. Galia, we're in Parsvottanasana. Good, good, good. So the right outer hip pulls, the left outer hip pulls back, the right hip shifts forward. Your neck is easy. Open up your chest. Flooding the body with breath, breathing into the ribs on the precipice of the present moment. Lift your torso about halfway up, soften the left knee. Come into a flying warrior, a warrior 3, open-hearted flying warrior. So float the right leg off of the floor behind you. There you go, exactly, you go. Your inner heel presses back, your inner thigh rolls up. Maybe you can lift the leg a little higher, Patricia. Keep opening the chest. Yeah, gorgeous, whatever helps. And then start to soften your left knee, land in a high lunge. Bring your arms up alongside your ears. And we'll twist to the left here. Exhale, hook the right elbow outside of the left thigh. Your right knee can be up or down. Lift your heart, keep your neck easy. Breathing deeply. Inhale here. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back to plank. Breathe in plank. Fire up your arms. See if your right hand can come a little bit more to the center of your mat and a little forward of your armpit. Swivel onto the right outer blade of the foot. Stack left hip on top of right hip and lift your left arm up to the sky. If it's helpful to bring your right knee down, that's a beautiful choice. Open up the chest. If there's any variation you'd like to do here, lift the left foot off the floor or even find like a tree pose variation. Nice, really nice. Place the foot back down, come back to plank, downward facing dog. Moment to integrate. Inhale, high plank pose. Fire up your arms. Engage the abdomen. The left hand comes a little toward the midline of the mat, a little forward of the armpit. Roll onto the left outer blade of the foot. Stack right hip, lift right arm. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Feel your hip points knit together. Your pubic bone tilt towards your navel. Any variations with your right leg that you like? Could you soften your neck and open your collarbones? Could you invite the breath and receive the experience? Maybe not even do it, but receive it. And then exhale when you're ready, foot down, hand down, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, high plank pose. Exhale, lay your body down on the ground. Bring your arms alongside your body, turn your palms down, bring your forehead to the floor. Lift everything up, head, shoulders, arms, and legs. So your arms are alongside your body, your inner thighs spin up to the sky. If it's helpful, you could face your big toes in towards each other. That might help you relax your buttocks. Sweep your arms out to a T and breathe here, lift your chest. Maybe the backs of the hands kind of move toward each other over your head, like flap toward the sky. And then if you like, bring your arms alongside your ears. See if your arms can stretch straight forward. Arm bones line with the ears, plug the upper arm bones in. Keep the legs lifting. See if your heart can lift a little higher. Exhale, make a pillow with your hands, either forehead or one cheek to the ground. Bring your arms alongside your body, turn your palms down, forehead to the floor. Lift everything up. You can stay in locust pose or bend your knees, capture your ankles, find bow pose, Dhanurasana. Press your feet up, press your shins back. Just notice that the more, if you flex your feet and press your feet up, your thighs will lift. Maybe you can get up your hips to lift. And then if you, that was it, yeah, if you press your shins back, if you point your feet and lift your thighs up, I messed that up. So flex your feet, press your shins back, maybe your heart reaches more forward and up. Point your toes, lift your thighs, exhale, lower down. I can't see you. I saw some feet. A lot of great curtains. Go ahead and roll over onto your back and bend your knees and bring your feet to the ground. Perfect, lovely. Oh. Bend your knees, your feet are about hip distance apart, your arms are alongside your body. Press your hands and feet down and lift yourself up. Find a bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. Place your hands underneath you, puff up your chest. So really ground your feet into the floor. Your feet don't really move, but imagine you are sliding your feet toward the edge of the mat that they are facing. And when you do that, feel how you really fire up the front of your thighs. From there, feel your inner thighs roll in and lengthen your tailbone to your knees. And then, if that all makes sense, lift your chest even more, bring your chest toward your chin. Inhale. Exhale, hands out of the way, lower down. Hand on the belly, hand on the heart. Arms alongside your body. Press your hands, press your feet down, or hands by your ears. So you can come back into bridge, or if you feel like an upward bow would be glorious right now, bring your hands by your ears. Press your hands, press your feet down, and lift yourself up. Find upward bow or bridge pose. Yeah, I think they look glorious. Inner thighs in and down. Wrap your triceps in, maybe your elbows, it's as if they move together. If it feels good to come up onto your tippy toes, or if it feels good to walk your feet in closer, or some people like to walk their feet further away. Whatever helps you to spread the arch along the whole length of the spine. Really pump your heart. Exhale as you're ready, lower down. Hand on the belly, hand on the heart. Pause. Let's try one more backward bend, either upward bow or bridge. If it's done, if it's game over for you and you have something to slide under your back, like a block or a book, do that. Otherwise, press down, lift up, upward bow or bridge pose. Inner thighs in and down. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you guys are heroes. You are nothing short of heroes. Keep your jaw easy, your brow soft. When you feel ready, lower down. When you do that, separate your feet as wide as your mat and windshield wiper your knees. Let's go ahead and draw the knees in toward the belly. Cross your right thigh over your left thigh. And see if your hands can find your feet or your shins. Instead of the thread the needle so much, instead of this one, see if you could actually more like Gomukhasana. So maybe you hold your ankles or hold your shins. And maybe you can draw your thighs in closer to your belly and kind of guide your feet in the direction of your shoulders or your armpits. Might help you feel your outer hips a little bit more. And then go ahead and reach both knees over to the left side, left hand on top thigh, right arm like a T or like a goalpost. Look to the sky or look to the right. Nowhere to go, nothing else to do. This to discover, this to experience. Not striving for some other experience. Your happiness is here, or it's not. When you're ready, roll back onto your back. Recross your legs with the other one on top, left on top. See if your hands can reach your ankles or your feet. And draw them in closer. Maybe your feet can come up towards your shoulders, towards your armpits. And when you feel ready, drift both knees to the right. Your right hand can come on top, your left arm like a T or a goalpost. Turn your gaze to the left if that works for you. Inhale here. Exhale back onto your back. Draw your knees into your belly. Give them a good squeeze. Rock through one side or head to tail. Come up towards sitting. Stretch your legs long. Well, actually, let's bring the soles of the feet to touch. Draw your heels in pretty close. Your feet press in, your knees stretch out. If it's comfortable, bring your hands behind you. So really press the feet in, and rather than trying to get the knees to drop, feel like you press the knees out. Keep your hands behind you, tip your torso forward. You might hold on to your shins or your ankles. Maybe your elbows can press your thighs away. Fold to whatever degree is natural and appropriate for you. Don't strive. It is amazing how we imagine other people are experiencing life better, more than we are, or that someone in a deeper expression of the pose must be getting a lot more out of it. Maybe we've been hoodwinked into that, striving perpetually. There's a yoga principle called santosha, which means contentment. I love the possibility that we could find contentment in every single moment in life exactly as it is. Go ahead and lift your torso up. Lift your right knee up, stretch your right leg long. Bring your left foot to the inside top of that leg, flex the foot. Lift your rib cage, turn toward your long leg, plug the thigh bone in, and round yourself forward, fold over your right leg. Inhaling to lift yourself back up. Bring your left knee to the sky, stretch that leg long, bend your right knee, right foot comes out. I forgot to say this on the first side. We did the Baddha Konasana first, so there's a lot of action in the leg. When we do this Janu Shasana, most of the awareness, I think, goes into the long leg. See if you could find the same actions in the bent knee. So the actions here, pressing out and reaching down. This leg is still in that Baddha Konasana. So flex the left leg, lift the ribs, turn toward the long leg. And as you fold over the left leg, spread some awareness into that right thigh. You could even take your right hand and kind of anchor the thigh back if you like. Feel how the right rib cage is swiveling toward the left thigh, and see if you can breathe fully into the rib cage. Inhale to lift back up. Bring your right knee to the sky, stretch your right leg long. Flex your feet. If you like sitting on the edge of a blanket, you're welcome to do that. Press the big toe mounds away so the baby toe sides of the feet pull back. It's like your inner thighs roll in. Yeah, I see some shifting. If you want to displace the glorious flesh from the sitting bones, plug the thigh bones in and fold over your legs. Take hold wherever you do. Maybe your exhalations become a little longer than your inhalations. Inhale, go ahead and lift your torso up. Bring your hands behind you, like 8 inches, shoulder distance, fingers forward, press down, open the chest. You could bend the knees, separate the feet to lift up in table, reverse table, or you could keep your legs long to lift up in inclined plane. Roll your upper arms open, lengthen your tailbone, inner thighs down. And exhale as you're ready, sitting bones to the ground, and come into Shavasana. Actually, wait, don't come into Shavasana just yet. Sit back up. Sit in a comfortable cross-legged position. Sorry to start you out like that. We'll get there soon, I promise. So sit comfortably and flip your left palm up to face the sky. Find a Jnana Mudra. Bring your right hand toward your face. Your first 2 fingers can rest on your forehead, thumb covering right, ring finger covering left nostril, or if you prefer, fold the fingers into your palm. In both cases, thumb over right, ring finger over left. Shoulders down, ear tips up. There's dignity and grace and ease in your spine. Inhale through both nostrils. Exhale through both nostrils. Close the right nostril. Inhale, left side, 3, 2, 1. Close left. Exhale, right side, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, right side, 3, 2, 1. Close right. Exhale, left side. That was 1 round of Nadi Shodhana. Inhale, left side. Close and exhale, right. Inhale, right. At the top, close and exhale left. So do your best to have inhale and exhale be the same duration, but it can be longer than 3 beats. Use this as a way to slow attention down. Become really fascinated by each moment of each breath. Perhaps purifying the pathways in the body through which energy travels. Balancing fight or flight response with rest and digest response. Inhale. The next time that you exhale through the left nostril, take your time to get there. Whenever you do, release your hand back down. Pause and feel. I'm often dumbfounded by the profound effects that just 2 or 3 minutes of a breath exercise can have. And so remember that if you're feeling upregulated, if you're feeling anxious, if you can't go to sleep, just to this breathing exercise could be a way to put you back in, maybe a lullaby for the mind. Go ahead and make your way into Shavasana, final relaxation. So maybe a blanket underneath your knees or your socks on, extra sleeves or a sleeve or eye pillow to lay over top of your eyes. If you prefer your palms facing the sky, breathe like that. If it feels better to have the palms turned down, do that. Again, Victoria Erickson said, to be fully human is to be wild. Wild is the strange pull and the whispering wisdom. It's the gentle nudge and the forceful ache. It is your truth, passed down from the ancients, and the very stream of life in your blood. Wild is the soul, where passion and creativity reside, and the quickening of your heart. Wild is what is real, and wild is your home. Making a home for yourself inside the unfolding precipice, the precipice of the unfolding moment. Really enjoy the feeling of the breath moving in and out of the body, not just in and out, but in and throughout. The breath, the windmill for energy. Feel the vitality coursing through your body. Your aliveness, wild aliveness. Go ahead and make small gestures if you like that. Wiggle fingers and toes if you like that. Draw your knees into your belly. Roll into a little ball on your right side and pause there. Snuggle in on yourself. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. This to discover, this to experience, this life, the precipice of the unfolding moment, in the wild unknown. Go ahead and build your way back up to sitting, returning to a comfortable cross-legged position. And close your eyes and feel. Notice if you're bracing yourself, if you feel unbraced, if you feel more at ease, some quality of contentment. Bring your hands into prayer, lift your heart, bow your head. From the silence, perhaps arises a profound sense of astonishment, awe, and gratitude. Let's conclude with the sound of a single Om. Inhale. Slip your arms behind you. Your right hand holds your left wrist. Your left thumb and forefinger touch. Shine your heart to the sky and lead with your heart. Bow forward, exhaling to seal in your practice. Thank you so much.